Moin, Servus und herzlich willkommen hier auf unserem Surfshop Norddeich YouTube-Kanal. Mein Name ist Michael Vogel und heute zu Gast hier in Tarifa beim Dealers Meeting von Duotone, Lasse Walker.
Yeah.
Lasse, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Please explain us, how are you, where are you?
I'm doing very good, thank you very much. We're here in Tarifa, like you just said, and we're here at the Duotone dealer meeting showing off the new 2024 collection.
Yeah.
Right here we have the new Hami SLS, so we got pretty much all the new kites, boards, everything we have to show for you, and talk about what we're going to do for the next year, what our plans are, what our visions are, and where we're going to see the sport heading.
Yeah, we hear a lot of new things about the stuff, but what are your plans for the next few years?
Yeah, my plans, yeah. Obviously the big air kiteboarding scene has seen some very big changes. We've had a big generation of young riders that are extremely talented and super technical.
Really aggressive, huh?
Unbelievable, yeah. It shows a whole new
but
style
you
of
don't
riding.
say that you're old one, no? No, huh?
Oh,
You're not joking, huh?
I'm 28, so I don't consider myself old yet, but you know, seeing guys like Andrea and Edgar, Liam, and from all other brands are riding super well, and they've been riding with a new technical style where they use a bit smaller kites and maybe longer lines and a bigger bar, so their loops are a little bit smaller and less aggressive, but this gives them a whole new flow and momentum inside their tricks to do way more with board offs, way more with rotations. Almost discover a whole new riding style in the scene of big air.
And what do you mean? You can adapt this, or you go your own way, your own style? Or?
Yeah, I think since the beginning I've always been very much on going high, far, extreme with a low explosive kite
like
loop.
Nick Jacobson style, so in this
I'd like to see myself a little. Like Ruben Lenton was always my
hero,
my idol growing up. So, and he had a super aggressive riding style and really stood out. And I've been trying to do that for myself as well. And I've been trying to ride the technical way, and it's obviously extremely hard. And I feel like it's cool. It is insanely talented at heart, but I still prefer my own riding style over what they are doing. So,
what is your favorite trick, actually?
My favorite trick, if there's one favorite trick that I just love doing, it's a huge inverted front roll with an added rotation as high as you can.
Yeah.
If you're talking about more powered tricks, then it is must be a mega loop board off with like first the board off by the fin kite like in front of you and have it properly powered. If you see the tricks that the young generations are doing with multiple rotations and board flips, like it's super hard. I tried doing it as well. I can do a couple, but by far not as consistent as these young kids are. But I really like to keep the power in there, to keep the whole explosiveness in the trick, that when someone's watching you, he's like thinks you're gonna crash or things like, oh, something's going wrong, but then meanwhile I have everything under control.
You need a double loop as a standard?
I don't think so. I think the double loops are insane, and also now with the triple loops being landed by a couple riders, it's next level. As I said, like I think the new technical thing is super cool, but still doing like one huge mega loop with the kite below you and going higher and further than you can do with a double or a triple loop. That's my way of riding. But I think there's more than enough space for both and even more, and to show our own things.
Yeah, we have to, like the same ways in the other sports, you know, in snowboarding was a lot of spins, and Terry Hawkins was go high, go really clear, and everybody understand what he do, no? Yeah. Actually, they go out. So I was in the last year in Varupur, you know, in cold Hawaii. Yeah. So, and we saw a lot of double loops, and everybody do the double loop with the 6. Yeah. So it was around 35-40 knots. Yeah. Then in this year I hear and I saw some guy, he go out with the 8 for the double loop. Yeah. It's insane, huh? Yeah, that's crazy, yeah. Why in this year they can use 2 square meter more, a bigger kite? Well, there's a lot that comes into the skill of the rider, and everybody gets a bit bigger, but we see a huge revolution in the gear that we ride. So not just the boards that become better for a good takeoff, but also the kites become lighter, they become faster, more powerful. So in this case you can get so much more power out of the kite and make it so much fly so much faster that you can get new variations and combinations that just were not possible a couple years ago. Yeah. So, and for our members, give us an idea how long we have to train that we grown up with the level, or for the young riders, how long you have to train for a really big air champion? Yeah, well, I've been riding, I started kite surfing in 2007, and I was always riding or flying kites on the beach before. So as I started to go kiting on the water, my
feeling of how to control a kite was already very good, and I think that's just very important. And with the gear we have these days, it is much more accessible, even to the point where people can jump 10 meters high but still maybe not be able to land or not looking around or don't know some basic tricks. But I think it's very important to just educate yourself, talk to other kiters, go on the water together and learn from each other and learn together, and don't just go on the water and do your own crazy trick and go for something. I think it's all a matter of being responsible. We're all on the water to have a good time and be friends and share our same passion. Having that said, if you're going to go out on the water and you're going to train new moves, please don't do it alone, and please don't think, okay, tomorrow there's 40 knots, I'm just going to do a kite loop because I have to. But build up your own strengths, build up your control. We have a Duotone Academy app that really shows all the tricks in what's easy, what are the steps to learn something new, what are things to pay attention to, and learn from there.
If you recommend us the first trick, when you say, somebody come from the water and say, hey, Lasse, tell me, what is the first big trick? And they say, okay, the easiest one, or the easiest way?
I think because with kiteboarding we can take off our board, we ride straps. I think a super cool trick to basically start with is the tail grab. And once you can do the tail grab, you can take out one foot. And once you have this under control, you can take off the whole board and put it back on. I think for every kiteboarder, the board off is
And the board off is the first one.
Well, it's such a special trick, so it is definitely a really cool first trick to try, and from there on you can get variations.
It's nice when you stand here on the beach and you see a board off, everybody understands it's high and safe.
Exactly, and if you fall, you can ditch the board in the water and you land somewhere else.
So you're safe by yourself.
Yeah, if some people are like, oh, they do kite loops and King of the Air, I want to do a kite loop too. You can go for it. Please build it up slowly. Like, don't go out in 30 knots. Like, we have good kites. You can start slowly, start getting some more kite control.
Give us some knots. How many knots and which kite you recommend us?
I would say like
for a really
20
safe
knots, 18 to 20 knots on a 9 meter.
Perfect.
I think that would be suitable. Like, if you go up from there, you're gonna have so much power, and if you miss time, you're gonna get launched, and it may seem cool, but you're gonna crash, and it can hurt, and you're not gonna want to do it again. So if you just build it up slowly and think, oh, okay, I got this, now I can do it a little bit higher. Now I got this, now I can go a little bit faster to go a bit higher. Now I can find a kicker, now I can cheat in a little bit more. So
you have to feel the pressure on the bar, and then you understand how it works. And, stuff.
And also one thing that a lot of athletes do in all sports, and we do it in kiteboarding as well, is like trying to visualize what you're gonna do. So don't just think, okay, I'm just gonna go up, pull the bar, and then go. Like, as you pull the bar, like, could I start turning? What's gonna happen? Where am I gonna go? How's my body gonna move? Try and really dream about it. Sit on the couch for an hour and think about it. And then go for it.
I know what you mean. And the first kite loop, you pull them on the highest point, or you pull them and if you go down, or you go up. It's
a hard timing, and depends a bit on what you want. But I'd say just before the highest point. If you jump 10 meters on about 8 meters, pull as hard as you can with the bar sheeted in, and steer as hard as you can. Because if you don't steer hard, the kite's gonna loop very big.
Really big,
And if you loop it too early, the kite's gonna pull you a lot. So if you commit to it, commit fully to it, and then it is very doable.
So we say to our clients, jump so high if you can. It's more safe. If you jump almost 3 or 4 meters, they say, okay, not so high, then you pull, and you have not enough space
to land.
To land. So
no, true. That's also if it is 30 knots and or if it's 25 knots and you jump as high as you can, you feel that there's a whole momentum. Your kite goes up above 12 o'clock. You can land, and everything is smooth. If it's 25 knots and you try to jump 2 meters high, you fly downwind, the landing is a bit harder, so the whole kite is designed about jumping high as you can. And therefore, if it is 18 to 20 knots on a 9 meter, you can try and jump high. You won't go 10 meters high in that wind strength, but you'll get the decent power and the line tension to loop the kite.
So for we are safe for kite loops. So now we have the choice which kite we take from the Duotone brand. what is your favorite kite? Okay, I have some idea from you, but for the clients, maybe the other kite a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think the Evo D-Lab is just such an astonishing kite. Like D-Lab stands for Duotone Laboratory. It's just the most incredible performance and innovative kite that we can make. And it suits the best for really good riders, but it is also very technical. So you really need to know what exactly you're going to do.
Okay.
We've also been developing the brand new Rebel, which is, it looks quite the same. It's still a 5-strut SLS kite, but it's completely redesigned. And it's just very easy. So even if your takeoff isn't perfect, you can still jump. If you pull hard on the bar, the kite loops very slow. It's very forgiving. It has V-power. It has a lot of hang time. So if you're like waiting for the moment to loop, there's a long moment in where you can loop. Like you don't need to have the perfect timing. So in my eyes, it will be the Rebel.
Yeah, I will sign this. I agree with this. We met us yesterday in the water.
Yeah.
You was maybe with the Evo D-Lab.
Yeah.
And I was out with the Rebel. We use the same size. I have the 8, you have the 8, and we do some loops. And for me, it was really easy with the Rebel. So you pull them, hold, you wait, shit a little bit the bar, and everything is fine. So
super controllable, super forgiving.
And for the new Rebel, the secret is you come really safe to your landing places. With the D-Lab, with the Evo D-Lab, you have to know what you have to understand the kite. So it's really you pull up. You go up really high, but it's really complicated if you don't understand the kite that you land safe. You need a heli loop or something else.
You need to fly the kite pretty technical. And with the Rebel, just stays there, puts you down until you want to.
So that is much more easy with the Rebel.
Way easier, Doesn't mean you can try kite loops in 30 knots yet, but we're getting there. It makes it more easy.
Hey Lasse, it was really nice to meet you here. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice session now. And ja, ich hoffe, ihr habt ein bisschen was gelernt. Wir sehen uns irgendwo auf der Welt, mit Sicherheit am Wasser und der Norddeich. Und natürlich gerne liken, gerne kommentieren und verbreiten, dass auch andere was zum Lernen haben. Lasse.
Dankeschön.
Ciao.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.